Those of you who have done St. Margaret, feel free to go and check your answers, okay? The answer is 2, 3, 3. Okay, let me scroll. So I'll let y'all continue seeing the answers in a bit. Okay, then I will go through in a bit. This one is question 10 and 11. 3 and 4. Okay, then after that, question 14 and 15 is 2 and 4. So let's look at 25, everyone. We have a baker wanted to pack 60 chocolate cookies and 80 butter cookies to as many containers as possible with no remainder. You pack into as many containers as possible. Is it plus, minus, times, or divide? You want as many containers as possible. So you want highest. And then the container will have the same number of chocolate, same number of butter. So same number means common. So together, right? If it's divide, it's factor, not multiple. So they are testing you highest common factor. This is how you can tell. Looking at the keyword. Highest common factor 60 is 1 times 60. 2 times 30. 3 times 20. 4 times 60 divided by 4 is 15. 5 times 12. 6 times 10. 7 cannot. 8 cannot. 9 cannot. Then is 10 times 6. 6 times 10 and 10 times 6, they are the same. So once they are the same, right, means you finish already. Don't need to continue. For 80, repeat the same thing. Your factors are 1 times 80, 2 times 40, 3 cannot, then it will be 4 times 20. Then 80 divided by 5 is 16, so 5 times 16 is 80. 80 cannot divide by 6, cannot divide by 7, but can be divided by 8. 8 times 10, and then the next one will be 10 times 8, also repeated again. So the highest common factor, if you look at all the numbers here, right, here and here, highest is 20. If it's 20, how many butter cookies were there in each container? You see now, when you get 20, you are getting what? You get as many containers as possible. That is your container, isn't it? That's your container. 20 is your container. Yeah, so actually, if you got 20 container, your 80 butter cookies split into, divided back into 20 containers. So each container will have 4. This number here, 80 divided by 20 is 4. That's why your answer is a 4. Okay, now this one is the long way of doing. Okay, I show you another way, right? 60 to 80, right? 60 to 80. Simplest form, tak. Divide by 2, divide by 2, 3 to 4. Okay, what does it mean? Chocolate to butter. So in every bag, you put 3 chocolate cookie, 4 butter cookie. Done. It is the same thing actually, because when we simplify it, right? Basically, we are still using back the original number. When we simplify it, we divide by certain numbers to simplify it. When we divide a certain number, that number must be common, correct or not? And it must be the highest. Why? Because when we simplify it, we must keep dividing, divide a lot of number, and all this number will mean actually you are dividing by the highest number already. So that's why actually when you divide by 10 here, and you divide by 2 here, you're at 20, right? You are already dividing by the highest common factor. So that's why you straight away already get 4 butter cookie. Must be same chocolate and butter. Okay, no. What they mean is every bag must be 3 chocolate. 3 chocolate, 3 chocolate, 3 chocolate. The same part is every bag must be 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. Every bag must be 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. So that is the part that's same. But the chocolate and the butter in one bag is not the same. So if you look at this table that they give you, most of the students travel by school bus. So if you look at the pie, confirm the biggest chunk here is this one already, okay? It's quite easy to tell. So you know this one A already. No need, okay, nobody need, I will move on, So 27, you just need to know this concept. You need to know this. And this, make up how many percent of the rectangle. This and this will make up 50%. So basically, the green color one, these two add up will become the blue color one. Why? Because these two are 50% is half, and these two they make up 50%, 100%. They are the same, 50%. So if you just know that concept, right, it is just 25 plus 100 is 125. Then you will know this and this is 125, right? Then you will just 125 minus 37.5, you will get the answer already. 28, is it figure B? Yes, it's figure B. If you cut and paste, it's super easy. You cut like that, then this boomerang, she just paste it here. Then you'll become 1 square already. This boomerang, right, she paste it here. Then become 1 square. So basically, here got 4 square, right? You shape these two. Half of it is shaded. Likewise, you do this thing, same thing, right? You go and paste it here. It's also 2 out of 4 shaded. Then this one, boomerang, you paste it here. and then these two triangle you combine it, right? So it's also half shaded. So which of figure has a different one? It must be B. Okay, the answer is a 4. You can do by total. Actually, okay, teacher units here put gap and difference, quantity and value. The third method is guess and check. Honestly speaking, how many students took part in the quiz? You try 1, 2, 3, 4, the fourth one you get already. I teach you method 2 and I teach you guess and check. Maybe you all don't understand method 2, you still can do guess and check. Question 3, we have a group of students participated in the quiz. If one of the students could get 16 more marks, their average score will be 70 marks. How does average work? So for example, this is me. Take a guess how tall I am. And then this is my sister. Make a guess how tall she is. And this is my father. Make a guess how tall he is. My sister is 145. My father is only 162. Do you think my family generally are considered short or we consider tall? Yes, we consider short. Why? Because our average is 155 plus 145 plus 162. Then I divide by 3. Because got 3 people. On average, right, my family's height is 157 and 1/3. The concept of average, right, is like that. This is our average height. Then if you want to find our total height, you can use back this average, 157 and 1/3 you times 3. This is our total height. Our total height is 472, which you can also get by using 155 plus 145 plus 162 is 472. So this is what happened. I don't know how many students are there. So if I don't know, I can let it be 1 unit. And some of you say you use algebra, right? Sure, no problem. You can let it be A, B, C, no. But usually for primary school, anything unknown, you let it be 1 unit. I will do this thing, quantity, which is how many people are there. And this one is case 1, means it's just like scenario 1. If you got 1 unit of student, you times the average score. You see, your average score is 70. So what is your total score? Okay, I know 1 unit looks very alien to you, but you just imagine, let's say you got the group of students is actually 8 people. It's just 8 times 70, right? That's your total score. But now you don't know, right? You just replace it with 1 unit. Their total score is 70 unit for case number 1. Case number 2, if one of them could get 4 more marks instead, that one of them is still inside that group of students. You never add extra. So your quantity is still 1 unit. Now your average is 67 marks. So now your total marks is 67 unit. Because 1 unit times 67. Your total marks from 70 unit becomes 67 unit. It decreased, right? Total score, it decreased by 3 unit. From case 1, right, your student will get 16 more marks. In case 2, that student got 4 more marks. So what is the difference between case 1 and case 2 in terms of the marks? 16 minus 4 is 12 marks, right? If that is 12 marks, 3 unit equals to what? 3 unit is the difference in the total marks from case 1 compared to case 2 equals to 12. So 1 unit will be 12 divided by 3, 4. So how many students took part in the quiz? 1 unit is 4. So you know that 4 students took part in the quiz. Done. Guess and check way also very easy one. A group of students, what is the smallest number you should try? Minimum must be 2. Cannot be 1, like that it's not a group of students already. So it's either 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 and so on and so on. So you confirm must start with 2. If you got 2 people and their average score is 70, right? So 2 times 70 is 140. If you got 2 people, in case 2, their average is 67, right? So 2 times 67, their total score is 134. If you compare case 1 and case 2, 140 minus 134, the difference is a 6. This one will be wrong. Why? Because in case 1, you get, the student gets 16 more marks. In case 2, right, the student got 4 more marks. So by right, their difference should be 16 minus 4 is a 12. It cannot be a 6. So when you try number 2 that time, it doesn't work. You try number 3 now. Okay, you repeat the same thing. 3 times average of 70, you'll get 210. 3 times 67, 201. So their total marks difference, 210 minus 201 is a 9. Which is not a 12 also. So cannot also. Then now, the last one, you just try 4. 4 times 70 is 280. 4 times 67, 268. Now you minus the total marks. The difference is 12, which is 16 minus 4, 12. So how many students are there? 4. If you want to check the answer now, I can also let you know first before I go off. Okay, question 15 and 16. This one? Okay, I let you see. 16 is 190 and 5100. Question 30, we have 2 ways of doing. First way, we can use ratio. The second way, we can use a model. Let me use ratio. An equal number of men and women boarded an empty train at station T. So empty train. Bear in mind, equal number. At the next station, 1 out of 2 of the men and 1 out of 3 of the women alighted from the train. If you ask me, use ratio. Ratio must remember, one fraction is one ratio with 3 headings. So in this case, right, you know that men should be 2 units, okay, in total. Of which, right, that 1 unit are the men who alighted from the train. So I will put minus alighted. So 1. Total men minus those who alighted, you will be left with men in the end, which is 2 minus 1. 1 ratio from 1 fraction. 3 ratio heading. You see? Why every time can have 3 ratio heading? Because whenever you got a fraction, right, you really have 2 things, right? Usually when you take the total, you minus the top, you will get the last thing. So we repeat the same thing to this one. 1/3 of the women alighted from the train means women in total is 3 units from the denominator. 1 unit alighted, so women, you minus away 1. So women in the end is left with 2. So if you are doing ratio, this is the way to do it. Do not just treat it as 2 unit, 3 unit straight away. They are not 2 unit, 3 unit if you haven't got anything to link with this. Link means there must be something related or repeated. Okay, you make the same, then you can say, you can link to them up together. So what is the thing you need to make the same? Make total the same, because men and women originally, those who boarded, right, they are equal. So you need to make your total men and women who boarded the bus originally the same. Means you times 3, then you times 2. Okay, you make it to 6. So if you times 3, right, you're gonna times 3 for everything here. 3 times 2 everything here, you get 2 4. Now we look at the next clue. 20 adults boarded the train. Now you're left with 230 adults in the train after that. How many adults boarded the train at station T? Since I already link up this and this, right, I make men and women the same already because they say it's equal. Means I can treat everything as units already. In the end, the units I'm looking at men 3 unit and women 4 unit, right? So 3 unit plus the 4 unit, the men and the women is 7 unit. Now this 7 unit, right, what do you do with 20 and what do you do with 230? Minus. Why minus? Because you left with 7 unit, everybody. Your men left with 3 unit, your women left with 4 unit. That is after this part, after the alike part, right? So at this point in time, after this sentence, you left with 7 unit. Then 20 adults boarded the train. If boarded means actually by right here is a plus to whatever men and women left over, right? Then you are left with 230 adults in the end. So if you want to work backwards with this, right, use 230 minus away the 20 who boarded. This is correct. That will give me 210. 1 unit will be 210 divided by 7. That will give you 1 unit is 30. How many adults boarded the train? So how many units do you find? Equal number of men and women boarded the empty train means originally the men at first, which is 2, and the women at first, which is 3. These 2 numbers are the one that should be equal. Not the in the end one, but the original one. 12 unit flints and blades. Men at first is 6, women at first is 6, so total 12 unit. 12 times 30. 330. So it's 6 unit plus 6 unit, that's 12 unit. So if 1 unit is 30, 12 unit is 12 times 30 is 360. Okay, you all need 7, right? You should check your answer. Your answer should be 900 and 432. I would say 7B requires a lot of imagination on your side, like visualization, to be able to know how many cubes touch the inside of the box. This is like the box, right? So when you put things inside, what are the things that will touch? You put inside. You will realize that this one, it touches the bottom, right? Okay, this one, it touch also, right? This one, the second layer also touch. That you see, it also touches the side here. But if I were to put, let's say I don't put book now, I put a phone now. Okay, something like this. I put this phone right at the corner. Okay, it's touching this. So this is the thing that is touching the side of the box. What other things also touch the inside of the box is also the last book here. Why? Because it touches the bottom here. It touches the bottom here, like all this, it means it's touching. At the side here, this one is touch. At the side here, it also touch. At the side here, it also touch. And also here. So it can basically touch the bottom, the side, left, right, and then here. That's what it means by touching the inside of the box. However, if let's say I put another one, okay, let's say I put here. This is not touching any side of the box if I put it like this. It didn't touch here, it didn't touch here, it didn't touch here, it didn't touch the bottom. Why? Because the bottom now I'm using another book beneath it. So that's what it means by touching. I'm going to do in this way, whereby I will take 20, which is this whole length, right, I will minus 1, which I will have 18. Then I will do this here, 15. I will minus 1, the cube is 1 cm, okay? I will find out the breadth here like that. And then for my 3 cm, I am going to minus 1 only at the bottom here. Here the minus 1, okay? Then the 2 cm here, see what I do? I 3 minus 1, right? The 2 cm here, I am actually finding this part here. Basically, the 1 cm I minus away, right? I'm going to show you in a bit why I minus. I minus away 1 cm here. 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 Okay, and I minus away 1 cm here. Then what I do with these three things, right? I times together. I take 18 times 13, the pink color part, times 2. I will find 468. After I find that, to find the part that will touch the inside of the box, just take the total current volume, 20 times 15 times 3, which is 900. I minus the part that is 18 by 15 by 3 to get the cubes touching inside of the box. Then you'll be thinking, how come minus like that can give me the cubes touching inside the box? It's because, you see, if I were to take 18 times 13, okay, this one 13, 13 times 2, right? Okay, what I'm getting out is like the huge piece of thing, okay, like cuboid like that. Okay, it's made out of all the 1 cm cube, okay? So you imagine if I cut it, it's a lot, it's a lot. Okay, cut. All the 1 cm cube, stack it up inside that. And it is now the measurement, okay? The measurement is 18 by 13 by 2. The whole box, when I took 20 times 15 times 3 that time, right, I'm finding that whole big thing, which is even bigger than this one. How much bigger it is? 3 by 15 by 20. This thing here, okay, when I'm minusing, right, if I put it back here, okay, I want you to imagine you are left with the parts that will be touching the box. How come I only minus 1 cm? It's because, you see on top here, there's no lid. The one that will touch, it is going to touch the bottom one. So which means I just want to minus the top part entirely with the 2 cm here because of there's no lid there. Example, there is a year of PSL paper very similar to this, but they change out a bit. So actually this type of question, how it can tweak, right, is this one is don't have the lid, but then some of the question can have the lid one. Then they ask you, right, when you put inside more cubes, okay, imagine it's a closed box, then how many of it touch the inside of the box? It can also be like this. So imagine, just now it was 20 by 15 by 3, right? The whole idea, when I take 18 times 13 times 2, I am actually finding the pink color part here. Can you see? The pink color part here. That's why I take 20, I minus the 1 cm, I left 18 here, Then the 15, right, I minus 1 here, I am left with the 13. So actually, whatever I was doing earlier on, when I took the 18 times 13 times 2, right, I am finding the pink color part. Okay, I'm finding the pink color part, but the pink color part here is not illustrated that accurately because the pink color part by right, it should be level to this part. Level means you say it should be up higher until the height here. Yeah, I find this pink color part because the pink color part is the one not touching the box. So to find the one touching the box, you basically just need to find the entire volume, this whole thing, 20 times 15 times original height 3, right? You minus away the one never touched, then you are left with the one all touching already. The one touching is actually at the side here, all the way until the bottom. This one, the side here all the way until the bottom, the side here all the way until the bottom, the side here all the way at the bottom, and also the last layer at the bottom. Because base of the box, you definitely need to fill up that flat layer first. So this is how it looks like, the part that's not touching. So it's a bit hard to manually go and count the one that's not touching. It is easier for you to take the whole volume minus the pink color volume, which is like a cuboid. Then you get here, all the way until the bottom, and then the last layer. Question 12. The answer is 1/6 and 1848. Okay. The diagram below is made up of a circle with radius 42 cm. So there, this is the radius. Okay, we know the 42 cm. PQR, equilateral triangle. So if it's equilateral triangle, you know that all angles are 60 degrees. And I also know all the sides are equal. This side and this side and this side are equal. So they say ST, the curve, they say curve line. And UV, like that, are parts of two identical circles. The ST, right, is part of the big circle like that. The UV is part of a circle, probably is like this, and then there's a circle that you should need to complete with something like this, okay? With the center R, just now the center was R, and the center Q is here. This is the center. So imagine if you draw out the full circle inside. Then we have the two shaded areas A and B, they are equal inside. Question asks you for what fraction of the circle is RST. So RST is like this. What fraction of the circle is D? It just goes back to your circle. And your angle property. Tell me, right, angles at the point. This whole thing is how many degrees? 360. If your RST like that, right? Like that, right? This one, your RST like this, is part of that circle. And part of that circle, it occupies 60 degrees. Because it comes from equilateral triangle. So if it occupies 60 degrees out of that 360 degree, right, what fraction is it? 60 over 360. That's how you get 1 over 60 over 360. Answer is 1 over 6. Yeah. A bit of a mixture of your circle and geometry. Part B, find the equilateral triangle PQR. This is what I want you to do. I'm going to use, now we already have A, B, T, U, Q, V, T, S, R. Okay, so I haven't used C, D. So I will use C and D. Okay, so C to represent this part here and D to represent this part here. What can you do first? Just now we know this one is 1/6 of the circle. So easily I can find the area like that first. I can find my B and C first. How do I find the area of B and C, which is a part of that circle, is 1/6 of that circle? 1 over 6 multiplied by pi, which pi is 22 or 7. They already state for you, right? Okay, what's the formula? To find area is times radius times radius. So if the radius is 42, right, then you times 42 times 42, you will find these two area is going to be 924. So you know this one is 924. This one is 924, After that, you can also find out what other thing. You already found out C plus B is 924. Bearing in mind, they tell you the shaded area are equal. So they tell you this and this is equal. Because they say the shaded area A and B are equal. So if they are equal, this is equals to this, right? If they are equal, why must use different name? They purposely put different name to treat you. If they are same, how about we just put same name? This is B, right? I just put this one is also B. If this is my B, just now, C plus B, I get 924, right? Part of that equilateral triangle. And this is equal, right? Can you see that in a way, right? This and this, okay, you can conclude they are likely to be equal as well. So that it can form an equilateral triangle. What you need to do, right, is you just need to take the 924 times 2. Then you can find the area of equilateral triangle. That's all. 1848. Yeah. 1848 cm square. Question 15 is 94.2. That is the answer. So 16, figure 1, 1 grey, 1 white, total got 2. 1 grey, 1 white, so total got 2. Figure 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 grey, 1, 2, 2 white, 4 plus 2 is 6. That's how you see the pattern, just observe it. Figure 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 here, same. So 6 plus 6 is 12. Okay? Figure 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, like this. You get 4, 4, 8. 4 plus 4 is 8. So 12 plus 8, 20 total. Okay, so if you want to continue the next one, let's zoom in the numbers. This one is plus 3. Then suddenly this one is plus 2. Then suddenly this one plus 6. There's no pattern at all. Then you're a bit like, how to do, right? Okay. This one plus 1. Then later you plus 4. Then you plus 2. Not much pattern also. So this one not much pattern. This one not much pattern. But this one got pattern. Okay? I know at the moment when you see like that, you plus 4, plus 6, plus 8, plus 10, right? This is one of the formula that is likely to be lesser. So there is this number pattern, which is what we call consecutive even number. So what does it mean? You see the number, 2, 6, 12, 20, 30. Why are they called consecutive even number? It's because 2 already, you plus 4 becomes 6. You 2, then you 4 already, then you 6 plus 6 give you 12. Then you 6 already, right? You 12, you plus 8 become 20. So you basically 2, then you plus 4, then you plus 6, then you plus 8, plus 10. It's like even numbers. So this one, the formula, right? Figure number times figure number plus 1. But the catch, to be able to apply this formula is that you must start with 2. Here, you must start with 2 in the first number. If you didn't start with 2, you cannot use this. So let's try whether this formula work or not. Okay, let's go back to this question. This 2 is actually 1 times 2. This 6, right, is actually 2 times 3. This 12, right, is actually 3 times 4. This 20 is actually 4 times 5, and this 30 is 5 times 6. Then you realize it works, okay? Then how does it link to the figure number? You'll see, if this is 1, this is also 1. If this is 2, this is also figure number 2. If this is 3, this is also figure number 3. How do you get this and this? I hope y'all can see a pattern here also. When you have odd number, what happens? You have odd number, your grey and the white same. See this? You look at this also. Odd number again, right? 6 and 6, same also. If this total is 30, now it's odd number again. Figure 5. So what do you think is the answer? D divide by 2 because they will be same number. 15, 15 spread evenly. That's part A. How many white squares are there in figure 19? Figure 19 is even or odd first? Odd. Then all these that I highlight, right, that they will be same one, right, is even or odd? Odd, right? So they are actually using the easier one. Easier row. Why easier row? Because it will be the same number of grey, same number of white. If it's figure 19, how do I find total square first? 19 times 20, because just now is figure 1, here is 1 times 2, right? Here is figure 3, here's 3 times 4, right? The number here and here, it will be the same, right? Then the adjacent number is always one more, right? So in figure 5, here is 5 times 6. So if it's figure 19, 19 times one more number bigger is 20, 380. And then the next step is, because odd number, you realize they are the same, right? You just need to divide by 2. 380 divided by 2. 190. Okay? There can be other ways of doing. This was my method. Look at this. M2 was my method. M1, this one was my teacher's method. So there can be different ways of solving also. Now, part B. Now they don't give you odd number. They give you how many grey squares are there in figure 100? Even number. Okay. Because this is not odd number already, I cannot use the same way of doing, but I need to use slightly different way. I'm going to observe the even number now. Figure 2, figure 4, right? What we know is that the formula for total, we already know that is figure number times figure number plus 1. We know that this is 2 times 3 already. And we know that if this is figure 4, right, this is 4 times 5 already. But what we don't know is how the white and the grey are being linked together. Then I realized when I take 4, I minus 2, I will get 2 figure number. When I take 12, my grey minus my white 8, I will get 4 my figure number. When I take grey minus my white, right, I will get my figure number, and this only work for even number figure. If this is figure 100, right, first I can find out my total number of squares. So my total number of squares is 100 times 101 is 10100. That's the total. But then for even number, if you realize your grey is always more than your white, your grey 12, right, is always more than your white. So likewise, here your grey will be more than your white. So I'm going to draw a model. It's going to be more by how many? So if you realize the difference, 4 minus 2, you get figure number 2, right? So if this is figure number 100, what is the difference between grey and white? Difference is 100. Why? Because you take grey minus white, the difference is the figure number. So if the figure number is 100 here, that is the difference between grey and white. Then if you draw a model very easy way, your total is 10100, right? So you just take 10100 minus 100, then you divide by 2 because you got 2 equal parts here and here. 5,000, top part is 5,000, below is 5,000. Lastly, to find the grey, right, you just need to take 5,000, this one, plus the 100, you get 5100. Okay?